Okay, so another question. If you're part of a program like I am currently, I understand they do wellness checks. I get that. I've witnessed them going into participants' rooms, rummaging through their stuff, being extra nosy about stuff. Okay, I understand sometimes people get caught with things in their rooms when they shouldn't. But if you're not in your room, what is it that they're checking the wellness of? You or your property? You know, we buy things, you know, and when they come up missing, it costs us money. They're not, you know, in the paperwork we find, they are not held accountable for our belongings. That's not right. Just like we were told we could only bring 2 garbage bags filled with our belongings when we got into the program. Since then, I've been able to come across some more shoes and some more clothes because, you know, we need stuff. And yet, I'm only allowed 2 bags worth of belongings to my personal property. So what am I supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? I've lost my grandmother's clock. I've had my mom's van stolen. I'm sure that the RV is gone by now. There's no transportation, no means of being able to get things done. And like I just told Harry, who works here, he's one of the bosses, why is it that the owner of the property is allowed to go to staff here and say, I cannot hang my laundry out on the railing, which of course is unsafe to begin with, and we really want to get down to it. They're leasing a property that is literally not safe. Health-wise, safety as far as to the building itself. How is the guy in business, though? But we're leasing the property off of him to put us into a worse situation than what we were. At least in the RV, I could have been able to cook my own meals. I could have been able to have guests over, like my kids, if I ever wanted to, which, of course, I never get to. He wouldn't be getting sick. And it wouldn't be costing me $100 every single month for how many months now to try to resolve a situation that's occurring since we've been living here. And nowhere's in their paperwork or guidelines do they ever have, you know, those the employment type of listing as far as to what's legal and stuff like that, and what their rights are and stuff. I'm sorry, but if you're going to run a business, you got to be correct. This is not a correct business. I don't care if it's a nonprofit or not. That's like saying the church can have their own nonprofit establishment, but not have to follow certain guidelines and rules as far as to having a business. Like Grace Resources, you know, it reminds me, this is a spin-off of Grace Resources because, you know, Grace Resources, on the other hand, well, I was referred to by Children's Services for proper furnishings, and, well, they had their own thrift store. They told me to pick anything I wanted out of their thrift store and screw the new furniture and stuff I was entitled to. You can't silence me. I'm not allowed to put a note in the window to remind everybody here that works here that their actions, they can be held accountable for as far as to harassment. And you know what? I have a right to feel safe wherever I am, which I don't hear, because this morning, Harry, Becky, and God only knows how many other employees or staff came into my room while I'm sound asleep, blinds were open, they saw I was sleeping, telling me to take my sign down, voicing my opinion about their actions. You made it personal by choice, people. I was trying to be nice. Giving the benefit of the doubt. I tried. And if I don't follow the rules, I'm going to get kicked out. And that means I lose whatever I have left of my stuff. And I definitely don't have anywhere to live. Because like I said, the RV's probably gone. And they know this. That's an abuse of power, people. While they live their lovely lives flashing all these beautiful looking cars when they come to work. Different car, different Range Rover every time type of deal. This isn't right.